Hello, everybody. Can you hear us? Looks like
Are we live?
Yeah, we got a lot of people here already.
Oh, wow. Are we late?
Fashionably late, I like to call it. We've got Kath Octagon, AI Gaming, Preston Weeks, Haley Van Gordon, Warren C.
Speak up a little bit.
JD Robinson, Stars and Skies, Jessica Gill, someone named Christopher Cornell, Sarah Madison.
Christopher Cornell's here?
Oh, if only.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. Eric Drave, Symphony Ink Art. Hello, Megan, Adrian, Tyler, Maya, Nicole, Sarah.
It's morning here in Australia. Hi, Adrian Bell from Kath Octagon.
Megan from Columbus.
Columbus, are you in Seabus, Ohio?
Yes.
Is that what we're talking about? Seabus,
Yeah.
Ohio?
Cody Hemlock, Nikki Buff.
I'm actually applying for a job at 99.7 The Blitz.
FM.
I'm applying for a job as a DJ in Columbus. We'll see what happens.
Oh, Shane's here. Hi, Shane.
Shane Clement, how you doing, buddy?
Looks like we got a couple people from Australia, actually.
I love people from Australia. People from Australia, I've never had a problem with people from Australia.
Heather from Baltimore.
But them damn Irish, they're mouthy. Irish people always want to argue with me. Even if they agree, they still just want to argue. I think it's just in their blood.
Maybe. Let's see. Hello, M.
We've all come together today to talk about the great man that is Chris Cornell of Soundgarden, and the questionable lawsuits and other things that his widow has done that I feel were completely unnecessary. For example, suing over royalties to music that hasn't even been released, using lyrics from Black Hole Sun to promote a solo album that was never happening, controlling Soundgarden's social media accounts. We'll get to all of it. It's something that I'm making a video on. It's something I've been researching, and it's like the more I find out about this woman, the more I'm just like Courtney Love vibes all over again.
It's like Courtney Jr.
Yeah, the greed. The greed is real. And you should find it as no surprise that she even says Courtney Love has given her advice on how to be a widow.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay.
Why would you need advice on how to be a widow?
How to get the most money
There we go.
as you can.
That's more accurate.
Even if it means pushing his first daughter Lillian out of the picture.
Yeah, I feel really bad for her. She got shit on big time for no reason, just out of sheer jealousy because she was Susan Silver's daughter and not hers.
Yeah, it's the classic evil stepmother. Vicky Cornell's the classic evil stepmother making Cinderella scrub the fucking floors.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's bullshit.
Absolutely.
I don't know how old this pop is,
You
but
just
I'm going to
opened
drink it.
You just opened it.
You weren't even in here when I opened this. How would you know?
I know. I know these things.
It's not fizzing, so it must be old. I need some caffeine. Let's read some people's comments.
Silver Fox says, a woman can make you or kill you. Isn't that about the truth?
You know, Chris, if you look at Chris's career, through his whole career, a woman managed him, managed his money, managed his life. First it was Susan Silver, and then it was Vicky Karakanakalikas, whatever the hell her fucked up name is. She's now, oh, by the way, she's now going by her mating name. Her maiden name. Did you guys know this? All of a sudden, she's no longer Vicky Cornell. She's Vicky Karakalakaliks. or some shit. Like, I got his money, now I can be me again. She reminds me of Robin Gibbons. Do you guys know who Robin Gibbons is? Robin Gibbons married Mike Tyson, moved her mother in. The mother, Meemaw, literally took control of Mike Tyson's assets the very first day they moved in. 8 months later, he was divorced. They had stolen millions of dollars from him, all this crazy shit. Vicky Cornell is a modern day Robin Gibbons. She moved her Meemaw in to Chris's house, and they just immediately took over his bank accounts and fucked his shit up.
Absolutely. It is really disgusting. Someone said, Nikki Buff says she's a Greek last name.
Greekaliculus.
Hybrid Pisces says, Icky can't hold a candle to Susan Silver. Icky, I like that.
Susan Silver helped Nirvana in the beginning. She heard the original demo tape that Kurt made with a cassette player, and she introduced them to an attorney, I can't remember his name, to protect his intellectual property. Basically, Sub Pop was planning on releasing another, what Nevermind became was going to be released under Sub Pop. They'd already even shot the In Bloom video with Chad Channing in 1990. You can watch the original In Bloom video with Chad Channing on YouTube. And Silver was like, no. This is way too much of an asset for Sub Pop. Like, you need to find people who can compensate you properly for your intellectual properties. And she protected Kurt Cobain in the beginning and got him a good deal.
Let's see. Shane said Iron Mike is doing good things now, although he eats shrooms every day.
Yeah, I've seen that. He's like into DMT. He's always eating like what's the frog? The frog poison?
The toad, like
the toad.
Yeah.
It makes you
the ayahuasca.
He says that it makes your ego die.
Yes.
And that you see your life before you. It only lasts about 15 minutes. Did you know that?
Yeah.
It doesn't last very long. I would like to try it. Because I could hold my shit for 15 minutes. Like, any longer than that and I'd freak out. But, you know, I did acid when I was a kid. I think I could
lick a toad
handle the toad
right.
for 15 minutes. Like, no big deal. I just want to see what it would show me, you know? According to Mike Tyson, it shows you things about yourself.
He's a trip. I'm telling you what, we definitely watched quite a few episodes of Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. It's always good for a laugh. He's a goofy guy.
Well,
yes,
not only that,
GMT.
he actually says some pretty insightful things.
Oh, absolutely. But he does it in a very hilarious way because he's always baked.
Yeah.
April, the salty one, says, stay single and you stay alive.
If you have money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the first thing I wanted to talk about is here's what's going on. You may already know this. You may not know this. So just listen to me for a second, then I'll get you guys' feedback. So, yeah, Vicky had control of Soundgarden's social media accounts. And while Chris was alive, she ran their social media accounts. Now, I don't follow Soundgarden. I don't know whether they were on Twitter, Facebook, and they were probably on all of them.
Oh, she had Pinterest accounts, Twitter accounts, Instagram, Facebook, like every social media.
Well, that's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is, while Chris was alive, the rest of the guys were okay with it because they trusted Chris. And if she's doing it and Chris is with her, then a member of Soundgarden is controlling our accounts. And it made Vicky feel really important. Like this was her job, right? To be on social media, to build. She says that she built Soundgarden a fan base.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right. Like Soundgarden needed fucking Vicky Cornell's help to build a fan base, right? But she, over a decade, she builds this up. Once Chris is gone, they're like, okay, we want to control our social media accounts because we are Soundgarden and Chris is no longer here. And she withheld the accounts. She would not give them the password. She would not let them in. She was using it to try to get people pissed off at them, just lying her ass off. So during this lull, they actually had to sue her to regain control of their social media. That's like insane to me that you think just because you were married to somebody that now all of a sudden you control their band.
Right.
That you're not even
the band
anything.
that was established long before
right,
you
this
came
is a band that
about.
was established long before she was around. I'll tell you what, guys, she even tried to sue for to use the lyrics from Black Hole Sun. She wanted the exclusive rights to Chris's lyrics from Black Hole Sun, but that's another story. Okay, so they had to take her to court, and during this lull where she's withholding this information, they make another account called Nude Dragons, which is
an anagram.
Anagram. You know, using the letters from Soundgarden, you can spell Nude Dragons. Eventually, they did win the social media accounts back. A judge basically told Vicky Cornell, "You're insane. You have no rights to this. You're this is not your band, woman."
Right.
You know,
she's not an official manager. She's not on payroll. Like nothing.
Right. Exactly. So they did get their social media accounts back. She has Soundgarden play a charity event, to which she says all the proceeds will go to a very specific charity. The charity's never been named. She kept the money. See what people have to say about the social media accounts, and then we'll move forward.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah. She told the judge that they wanted control of their social media accounts so they could use it to get fans to harass her and her children.
Yes, they said that the only reason they wanted access to the social media was to gang up against her and her minor children, that they had no real interest in ever being on social media.
Right,
ever.
Right. Now, yes, I'm going to use my band's Facebook page to make fun of children. This is what she told the judge.
Yes. Yes.
Like she's psychic, like she knows what they're going to do with their account once they get it back. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you predict the future?
Right.
Like, she sues them for royalties. This is where it gets really interesting. If you guys don't know the story, go ahead, read some comments.
April, the salty one, said, "I hear you, Charles. A marriage license isn't a blank check or a golden ticket, although many wives treat it as such." Absolutely.
Well, I'm sure there's some men out there who've done the same thing,
sure.
But it's just, not as common.
Jessica Gill said, "Wow, she was taking some liberties there. She doesn't own any rights, but tried to control their social media." Right. It makes no sense. Bogabone said, "Married into the band. Haha." Right. Exactly.
Yoko Ono, Courtney Love, Vicky Yakalakalis. Okay, so here's where it gets really fucky. Did you guys know that we should already have a new Soundgarden album? Chris was working on a new Soundgarden album with the band in unison with a record company.
Yes.
Since he died, now this is modern times. Bands used to the record company would give them front them a check, like a $250,000 check, for example. Let's use Nirvana. And then the band would all get together and they would drive to a studio and they would live at that studio while they recorded the record, and however long it took and however much it cost came out of that front.
Yeah.
From the record company. But Soundgarden, they're all rich and they all have their own home recording studios. So they decided when they made this new album, we can each do our part in our own studio,
right, in the comfort of our own home.
Right. It's not the early 90s. We have the power of the internet. We don't need to be in the same room to make a record together. So I believe Chris was doing his in Florida, in a recording studio in Florida. One of the guys was in Seattle, another in LA, whatever. Chris dies. So the vocals, the master tapes for this new Soundgarden record, guess who has those? Vicky Cornell. I thought you were going to say Vicky Cornell.
The estate has them, which is Vicky Cornell.
Now you're just making it complicated. Yes, the executor of the estate is Vicky Cornell, which means anything that's under the Chris Cornell estate is Vicky Cornell, just like Courtney Love was the executor of the Kurt Cobain estate. Vicky goes on this crusade trying to, by the way, using those social media accounts that she didn't want to give up to try to convince fans that the master tapes were meant for a solo album that had nothing to do with Soundgarden, and therefore Soundgarden has to agree to pay her royalties, before she will give them the master tapes.
Right.
So this is what she's withholding, right? Up to this moment, she's still holding on to these master tapes, trying to use them as a bargaining chip to get even more money than she already has. They've already proven, and the record company even got involved, and they've proven that Chris was in fact did make a deal to make a Soundgarden record, not a solo record. So Vicky Cornell has no right to hold on to those master tapes because they belong to Soundgarden, not to fucking Vicky Cornell. She insists that these master tapes, this is what's confusing to me. She insists that it was a solo album, which the only reason he ever did solos and covers and all that shit is because Vicky Cornell wanted to place him in theaters and make money off of him. It's confusing because she's saying it was a solo album, but at the same time saying, well, if you pay me a certain percentage royalties, I'll give them to Soundgarden and you can use them to make a Soundgarden record. So which is it, bitch? Is it a solo album or
is it a Soundgarden
album?
Right.
Sounds to me like it's a bargaining chip.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yes, Chris did do solo stuff through the persistence of Vicky's encouragement. Chris, why are you playing with your band? People just want to see you. We can put you in a 2,000-seat theater and people will pay to come see you. And she had him do this all over the world, and he sung shitty Guns N' Roses songs, and we all know that story. My point is, this woman is fucking evil, and she's using Chris Cornell to make more money off Chris Cornell, just like she did when he was alive.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone said, Richie said, you guys should read the court transcripts. Honestly, Vicky thinks she's royalty. That does not shock me one little bit.
She has this, it's so amazing. She has this God complex. I think Chris made her feel very important. Like, he made her his manager, and she was allowed to control the social media accounts. And I think at some way along, in some point along the way, she started to mistake Soundgarden's fans' excitement for her excitement. Like, they're not just a fan of Soundgarden, they're a fan of me.
Right.
It's all because of me that these people are following Soundgarden on Facebook and Pinterest and Twitter. No, we didn't even know that you had the password, bitch. We're just looking for Chris Cornell and Kim Thiel.
Right.
Like, it has nothing to do with her. But she has convinced herself that she is Soundgarden.
That she was a superior asset to the band, and it was all because of her. And
exactly.
It was.
Would you? Okay, so I know that was quite the rant. Let's read some people's responses.
Let's see. Someone was asking about the lawsuit against the doctor for prescribing the depression medication.
She lost that lawsuit.
Yeah.
She sued the doctor saying that he was mixing drugs that shouldn't have been mixed, and she lost. She didn't prove anything. I'm convinced that she has something to do with his death. And I'd hate to turn into like one of those conspiracy theorists that sees conspiracy everywhere, but I don't trust this woman. If you watch her interviews, how did she know that the bodyguard should go kick the door in?
Right.
How did she know that?
Right.
She says in her interview, I called the bodyguard. I told him he was going to need to kick the door in because Chris would not answer the door. How in the fuck did she know that Chris wouldn't answer the door?
Right. Exactly.
Somebody knocks, you answer the door.
Right.
How did she know he wouldn't?
Right. How did she know?
She never explained that, and no one's ever asked her. Oh, I'd love to interview her. That'd be my first question. How did you know that someone should kick in his door?
Right. Right. Exactly. I would love to hear the explanation on that one. Stacy Hernandez says she got pregnant immediately and he rushed through a divorce with Susan so he could marry Vicky before she gave birth.
Yeah, Chris was cheating on Susan with Vicky. Vicky was the femme fatale, man. She came in and you know, what's the word I'm looking for? She seduced him right out of his marriage, you know. And she was a fucking homewrecker. That's all she was from the beginning.
Yeah.
And she's still trying to fuck over Lillian Silver.
Right.
Chris's first daughter. She won't even... Well, we'll get to that. But would you like to talk about Lillian and her request from the estate and all that shit?
When she was 19, it doesn't say which college.
Wait, how old is she now?
She just turned 21.
Okay, so Chris's first daughter, Lillian, is 21 years old. Now, 2 years ago,
she sent a written formal request to the estate of her father,
which is controlled by Vicky Cornell,
her stepmom, requesting her tuition funding because when he divorced Susan and married Vicky all in the same year, all in 2004, he created an estate or a trust fund for his daughter. Part of his divorce agreement with Susan Silver was that he would pay the remaining child support until she was an adult and that he would pay for all of her college tuition and expenses. So he died when she was still a minor. So by the time she entered college, she had to formally request the funds from the estate. They paid one semester. She completed that semester. She sent in a request for the next semester, and they denied it because she had left school for mental health reasons. So Vicky refused to give her any money because she obviously has mental health problems because her dad is dead and she has this horrible fucking stepmom. And she said, well, you're not enrolled in school, so I'm not giving you any money. That's it. You're done. Period.
So morally, there's more than enough to go around. And let's keep in mind that Vicky herself is a grown-ass woman with no job. And the point is, Vicky feels as though all this money she now controls is okay for her to have and for her children with Chris to have. But the only money that she will give to Lillian is to pay for tuition and books.
That's it.
That's it. If Lillian goes to college, the estate will pay for tuition and books because it's in writing from the divorce. Vicky will not do any more than what the divorce states. And I know some of you may say, well, she's following the law. The point is, it's immoral.
It's just
This is a girl whose father is a millionaire. She is accustomed to a level of comfort, and she deserves to have a piece of her father's pie and continue living comfortably. But the evil stepmother is saying, well, according to the courts, all I have to do is pay for your college tuition and your books, and I'm not giving you any more money than that. I'll write a check to whatever college you go to, but I'm not writing you a check.
right.
And I think that's fucking horrible that She would use this vast estate for herself, for her own children, but won't share it with Lillian.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Right. Right. It's Patty Tracy said, I thought Susan was suing the estate to get Lily's fair share. There is still
still ongoing litigation
lawsuit regarding the estate and the child support that is still due.
The only thing that's been resolved was, I believe, in August, Soundgarden retrieved their social media accounts.
They got their Twitter account, Facebook, and Instagram. That's what the judge granted them.
Right. And a judge did tell Vicky that she has no rights to demand royalties for unreleased music that doesn't even technically belong to her. The problem is it's sitting in limbo in the Chris Cornell estate. So they have to fight for these master tapes.
Yeah.
You know, this lady was trying to make money off of it before she would come off of it. She wants to... it's a game of chess. It's just a big game of chess.
Yes.
And keep in mind, she's already got millions and millions and a mansion and cars. Like, just the amount of greed here is just inconceivable to someone like me who, you know, if I had millions of dollars, I'd be very charitable and just give money away. You know, that might not be the smartest thing to do, but that's probably how I would handle it. And you know, it's like, how far can your greed go? That's all I'm saying is it's disgusting.
Right.
Like the extent of your greed. And what's amazing to me is when you look at a picture of this woman, she looks greedy. She looks evil. Right. She looks like an evil stepmother.
Yeah, she does. Oh. Patty Tracy says this. Yes, Soundgarden is still in litigation, and the case was moved to Seattle because I think originally it was in
Florida,
Miami federal court in Florida.
Yeah. I bet Vicky's already moved a Chad into her mansion and everything.
A Chad, you kill me. Oh Lord.
It's disgusting. Like. This intellectual, she acts like it's easy to create music that's worth millions of dollars. They're what you would call intellectual property. Well, if it's so easy and you think that it belongs to you, then why don't you create the new Soundgarden album for everybody?
Right.
You know? What? You can't play a guitar. You can't sing. You can't do anything. Like, how does this have anything to do with you? It gives me a headache just thinking about it. Now, there was something else. There was, and I'm going to make a tight video about this subject, but there was, what was going on with Soundgarden offered her money to fuck off, and then she countered them. Like, she tried to buy Soundgarden. Vicky Cornell tried to offer them money for Soundgarden so she would own Soundgarden.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She tried to buy them out of their own shit.
She tried to buy... and I'm not talking about just the master tapes. I'm talking about the Soundgarden we know and love. Vicky Cornell offered them like $7 million or $14 million, some really lowball price. And they said, it wouldn't matter how much money you offered us. That is our life's work. It's our career. We're not selling it to anybody.
It's their art, their passion.
Right.
Like, what?
It's their creativity. They were like, we don't care how much money you offered us. We are not going to sell you our life's work. You know?
Thanks
like,
for this.
The audacity. What is this? Warning the stream's current bit rate?
It says that all the time.
Oh.
I just ignore it.
Okay. It's the audacity of a woman to try to buy a band, try to buy all of their intellectual property like it belongs to her.
Right. Thanks for the donation, Alex. He says
who sent us a donation?
Alex Schmidt. Alex Schmidt said, I can now...
We fucking love donations.
Alex Schmidt says, I can now see why these athletes get a vasectomy. Yeah, so there's nothing
yeah, professional athletes are coached. When great example would be Joe Burrow, the newest, hottest quarterback. Guys like him are sat down and they're told, look, you're going to go city to city. There are going to be women who are going to try to have sex with you, and their main goal is to get pregnant.
Yep.
Like, they don't care about you. They just want that money.
That
they are
lifetime
going
check.
to try to get that child support.
Yep.
And they're warned, and most of them don't listen, and they end up paying for like 5 different kids, and because they're idiots. But that is a thing, and I'm not putting down women. You women know that those women exist. Yes. That are just out there trying to get a rich sugar daddy,
Jesse said, why do most rock stars end up marrying the worst people? That is a great question.
I think they're targets. I was thinking about that earlier. That is a great question. What was that guy's name?
Jesse.
That's it? Just Jesse?
Just Jesse.
Just Jesse. Okay.
Water.
I think they are. Here's some water right here. I think they are the type of guys who need a motherly figure. If you look at Chris Cornell's career, there was always a woman there managing him. Kurt Cobain, if you listen to Kathleen Hanna or Toby Vale, the girls he knew before Courtney, they all say that we all mothered him and he enjoyed it. He wanted us to mother him, which is why he had a lot of female friends. I think guys like that are a target. When evil women, there are a lot of good women who will mother them just because they're nurturing.
Yeah.
And then a woman like Courtney Love or a woman like Vicky Cornell comes along and they see a target. Like, this guy needs a mother figure and I can take advantage of him.
Yes.
Because he really has no interest in his finances, but I do.
Right.
I think that's how it happens, man. And unfortunately, it seems like the most evil women end up with these guys, It's like...
Alex makes a good point.
I think Ozzy Osbourne's wife, Sharon, is a good example of a woman who had his best interest at heart.
Oh, always. I love her.
Sharon managed Ozzy through his whole career and made him a multimillionaire. And she did it the right way. She didn't have any hidden agenda.
No, she really wanted to see him succeed. Absolutely.
Right. These other women, man, they don't really care about the success. It's like, how can I drive this guy crazy to get him out of the way and take his shit?
Yeah. Alex Schmidt made a good point and said a lot of musicians come from broken homes.
Exactly.
And they have low self-esteem, and
that's why they sing that painful music, because there's something missing, and unfortunately there are people out there who sociopaths can spot a target from a mile away, man.
It's like they have a built-in radar.
It's like they have a built-in radar. They see someone who needs a need fulfilled and they play that role.
They swoop in.
They play that role. I mean, she talks about the first time she met Chris, she was managing some theater, and she said, we met, and she talked about his eyes being very piercing, and he played his show the next night, and she says, I wasn't there. Like, she didn't even give a fuck about the music. She didn't even come to see his show.
Right. Romarina says Susan McKagan is a good wife after 20 years. Duff McKagan's wife. Yeah, she's a good example of a decent wife who hasn't driven their husband crazy and tried to take advantage of them. But she also had her own career. I mean, she was a supermodel, she had money when she met Duff. Yeah.
And so did Sharon, really. Sharon's dad was a I don't know if he was like a manager or a record producer, but Sharon's dad was involved in the music industry.
Stars in Sky said, I don't think Ozzy would still be alive if it weren't for Sharon. Ain't that the fucking truth?
Yeah. Oh no, he'd have been long dead. That is definitely for real. I was wondering. I can't decide. Did Chris Cornell end his own life, or did someone end it for him? I can't decide. It seems so odd and so strange.
Black
And
Pony made a good point, which I saw someone, I believe, mention this earlier. He had asked the TV in his hotel room to be fixed. And why would you
Yes.
ask for your TV to be fixed if you're just going to die?
Good fucking call.
Why?
Good call. He called the front desk because he couldn't get Netflix running
On his Apple TV. Yeah.
and he asked for somebody to come and fix it for him, to fix the internet connection. This is a guy who was about ready. How many of you out there lay in bed at night, turn Netflix on, and fall asleep to Netflix? That's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just one of many things that just don't make sense about that night.
Tammy Fox, Chris did have a will, but it was changed.
It was changed the same year he married Vicky.
It was changed when he married Vicky, and she was deemed the executor of the estate.
She had Chris change his will right after they got married and made her the sole beneficiary.
Yes. Everything went to her.
Even excluding his first daughter.
Yes.
She was the sole beneficiary. Like, he trusted this woman. You have to understand, I don't think Chris Cornell's a stupid person. I think he trusted her 100%. I think that he thought she had his best interest at heart.
And his child's best
and
interest.
that she would take care of his children. All of his children. Not just the children he had with her.
Yes. So she was written out of
Originally, even Susan Silver was in the will.
Yeah.
And Vicky didn't like that. She had to get rid of Susan.
And Lily.
Susan's the one that made Chris famous.
Right.
Without Susan Silver, you wouldn't have most of those Seattle bands.
Nope.
She's the one who really got them. She got record companies, major record labels, to take them seriously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got rid of all that cat scratch fever bullshit. So let's read some more shit and absolutely.
Symphony Ink Art says the fact that she wanted the door kicked down like she knew, yet she never said that he was being suicidal. It's very obvious if it was like a normal person, like not a celebrity.
I encourage you guys to go and watch her interview, and you'll see that she says, I immediately called his bodyguard and told him he was going to need to kick the door in because Chris wasn't going to answer. And I'm thinking, bitch, how do you know that he wasn't going to answer?
Right.
You know. By the way, if you have like a really important comment, something that you really want to say, the best way to do it is through Super Thanks. Super Thanks is an option during live chat. I just thought I would mention it.
Brian Yates said she sounds like a true see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. You can say cunt on this channel. We don't care. Nobody's going to judge you.
So if you do say cunt, it'll be blocked, but I'll release it. I'll let that one go. We like that word.
She is a right cunt.
Oh my goodness. Yes, Sonia Flowers. Vicky is extremely jealous of Susan. You hit the nail on the head. It boils down to like petty high school drama, drama.
Because Susan knows how the music industry operates. You know, she managed many different bands. And Vicky has none of that knowledge. Vicky wanted to be a Susan Silver, but did not have the knowledge or the experience to be a key player within the music industry. She got her talons into Chris Cornell, and then you see all this solo career and all these covers, and he's playing in these 1,500 seat theaters. That's all Vicky Cornell. She, quote unquote, managed him, and she's the one who set up all those various shows, trying to make more money, aside from Soundgarden.
Yeah, the 9 broken ribs is definitely a huge red flag, too.
The biggest thing, I cannot believe, and I know I already went off on a tangent, I cannot believe that the audacity of anyone to try to buy someone's life's career.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what that's saying to the rest of the guys in the band? It's like, to them, that's their art.
It's priceless.
That's their baby. That's their creation. It's priceless. And you're going to say, I'll give you $7 million for it.
Right, you're putting a price.
And she's using Soundgarden's fucking money to buy Soundgarden.
Right. Christine Harding, thank you for the donation. She says, thank you for all the great videos.
Thank you, Christine Harding. You know what? I wanted to... I'm glad that you said this because it reminded me of something. I used to have, what is it called? Like channel members? Memberships where, people would help support what you do by contributing $2 a month, $3 a month, whatever. And I stopped all that. And the reason was YouTube came out with a new option called the thanks button. And I saw that as a more practical way of people showing their appreciation. Because if you're a member, you have to pay every month.
It's a recurring charge.
But not every month is good. There are some months where there are shitty videos. There are some months that are better than others. So I thought the thanks button was more appropriate if I did really good one month and you were like, hey, you worked hard, here's $3. If I don't work hard, then you don't have to pay shit. You know what I mean? So it's like an incentive for me to do better and work harder.
Yeah.
That's why I did that. I don't see any reason in paying somebody monthly if they're not going to produce the same way every month,
Everyone's talking about how Vicky is pushing their daughter now to be a singer.
Which one?
They had a daughter and a son, Vicky and Chris.
I don't know the daughter's name.
I don't either. I know Lily's name.
I know Lillian, and then I think one of them was like. Honestly, I haven't paid attention to the kids who. I think Vicky. Like I said, I think that she mistook the amount of attention that Chris got for attention for her as well.
Yes.
I think she thought of herself as a rock star.
Now I'm a celebrity. De facto member of Soundgarden.
Right. Like, I'm a celebrity. I'm the fucking big kahuna, whatever you want to call it. And now that Chris is gone, nobody really gives a shit about her. So, of course, she'd be like, well, I could still use his name if I get one of our children to get into music.
Tony's her name.
Tony, that's her name. Now Tony Cornell will be the next star, and I can control her and continue to get that attention. People get addicted to the dopamine hits that they get on social media.
Oh, yeah.
We all know this. You post something, if somebody likes it, it makes you feel good, And imagine Vicky Cornell posting as Soundgarden, getting thousands and thousands of positive comments and likes. She's getting that dopamine, and it starts to become her fame, her acceptance. Like,
hello, Acid Bath Archive.
Acid Bath Archive?
Yeah.
That's fucking,
hi.
Is that the real Acid Bath Archive?
He said, yo.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, do you guys know who Acid Bath Archive is? Please tell me that you guys know who Acid
Listen
Bath
to
was.
Acid Bath. Yes, amazing.
Agents of Oblivion, Dead Boy and the Elephant Man, there's Goat Whore, all those bands from the 90s. Acid Bath Archive is Sammy Duet.
He said yes, it's him.
Okay. Sammy was the guitarist in Acid Bath, which I know there's a lot of grunge lovers on this channel, and we don't really talk about the metal aspect of the 90s, but Acid Bath was a huge, huge fucking influence on me in the late 90s. And this dude was in the band. If you've never listened to Acid Bath, you need to check them out.
Acid Bath's archive said, I'm not Sammy. I make his videos for him.
Oh, okay. So you're like a buddy. What are you guys, like roommates or something? Or you just help him out with his videos? That's still pretty cool, though. I don't think I've ever told Sammy that the guys from Skeleton Witch grew up in our town.
Yeah.
We remember seeing Skeleton Witch when they played in basements.
Yeah, when we were teenagers.
You know, I think it was I can't remember what year it was, maybe 2009, 2010. They sold the most merch at Ozfest.
Yeah.
They played a couple years at Ozfest, and they had sold the most merch out of any band.
Their shirts are awesome. Their art's
very
amazing.
good to have you here. Tell Sammy that we say hello. Any Acid Bath fans, say hello. And anybody who likes the 90s metal should definitely subscribe to Acid Bath Archive.
Oh, yeah. Let's see who we got here.
Next Nirvana series, we're going to get into them credit cards, man. I got some shit to say about them credit card deals.
Justin Earlywine, we do still have shirts. All we have are medium and large left.
Oh, the Courtney Did It shirts?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually thought that we were out, and I found a handful of them.
Yeah, all we have is medium and large. Someone said they want to see our shirt. Someone noticed my Misfits shirt.
Oh yeah, I have a meat. I have a
yeah,
meat
someone said
on,
cool
man.
meat puppet shirt.
There's a place close to us. I don't know. The owner must be a '90s kid because they sell really cool '90s attire. Sonic Youth, you know, Meat Puppets, all those bands.
Joseph Weber.
Mudhoney.
Thank you for the donation.
Joseph Weber.
He says, hey dude, not to change the subject, but I've never seen or heard of anyone mentioning the shotgun barrel being in Kurt's left hand as opposed to having the barrel in your right hand if you're a lefty. He's talking about the barrel, not the trigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, there's a infamous picture of Kurt holding what appears to be an automatic rifle in his mouth. I believe it was a toy gun, but in that picture, he is actually holding it the same way.
Yeah.
He's got his right thumb on the trigger and his left hand around the barrel.
Yeah.
And that made me wonder, whoever did this to Kurt Cobain, did they see that picture and then set it up the exact same way?
Well,
so
that
people
picture
would,
was famous. Yeah.
Right.
Everybody saw it.
Right. It was a picture right after the Rome incident. I think it was Us Weekly. I can't remember what magazine it was. But check this out, guys. They asked Courtney Love questions about it, and she actually gave them that picture to use and asked them to use it for the article.
Yeah.
Right after the Rome incident, she gave these motherfuckers a picture of Kurt with a gun to his mouth and asked them to use it.
To print it. Yeah.
And then he was found the exact same way a few weeks later.
Right.
It's like, what the
fuck? The picture was in that newspaper.
Yeah.
That was sent to you.
Shit, we should have showed them the newspaper. Stephen Johnson from London, by the way, thank you for sending me
that
NME.
newspaper was awesome.
But what was his question?
Asking about the barrel being in the left hand as opposed to having the barrel in the right hand and pulling the trigger with your left hand.
Kurt was ambidextrous.
Yes.
He could use his right or his left hand. He preferred his left hand, but even Matt Lukin said that, you know, when they played Little League Baseball, sometimes Kurt would bat left, sometimes he would bat right. So the dude could go either way. I was more concerned about the cadaveric spasm, how one hand is tight around the barrel and the other hand is relaxed. And I wanted to ask Dr. Cyril Wecht about that, and we ran out of time. He only gave me 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I never got to really ask him about that. But that video did very well, and I think I left in good standing with Dr. Wecht, so I'm hoping to ask him for another conversation.
Follow-up. Absolutely.
A follow-up so I can ask him more questions, and the cadaveric spasm will be a part of that. To me, I think it all looks set up. I mean, number one, he's on the floor. It would make total sense if somebody was unconscious. You couldn't sit them up in a chair. There was a fucking stool right in the room. You know, why not sit on the stool and put the gun on the ground?
Right.
And that would have been the easiest way to kill yourself. Put the stock of the gun on the ground, put your mouth over the barrel, pull the trigger. I think because he was on the floor lying down like that speaks volumes. What is that person saying?
Green jeans.
Thanks for your question, man. I'm sorry I couldn't really.
Green jeans. Thank you for the donation. Also,
green jeans.
Green jeans. Yes.
GENES or
JE, like pants.
Green jeans.
Green
corduroy.
jeans.
Remember when everybody wore corduroy?
Fuck yeah.
Did anybody have corduroy pants in the 90s or a corduroy jacket? I did, man.
She said, Spy Fox, so glad you are looking into this. Would you consider looking into the photographer in the Baldwin case and her husband's affiliation as an attorney for a certain foundation? It's super interesting.
Okay, so I'm assuming you saw the Alec Baldwin video I made. Wait a second. Her husband. What? Are you talking about Hannah Gutierrez's husband?
Yes. Well, no. The woman who was shot and her husband's affiliation
with what?
As an attorney for a certain foundation. She said super interesting.
You don't know the name of the foundation? You don't want to say the name of the foundation?
She may not want to say it.
So you're talking about the woman who was killed.
Helena Hutchins.
Helena Hutchins' husband is an attorney who was working for maybe a clandestine organization.
It seems like that may have been what she was implying.
I see Jerry and Jenny C's here.
Yes, hi Jerry.
I haven't heard from them in a while.
Oh, Jean Co.
Yes,
corduroys.
I will. I will totally look into that and try to figure out what you're talking about.
Someone said they had Jean Co. corduroys. I did too.
And thank you for the donation.
I had red, white, and black Jean Co. corduroys. They were amazing. I miss those pants.
I had the skunks.
Oh, God.
Remember the dirty skunks? They were black with the white stripe down the side. Did you guys wear Jinko jeans in the 90s? If you were a skateboarder, you wore Jinko jeans.
You had to, and the bottoms are all ripped up and muddy and wet and dirty and.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember Airwalk?
I had some Airwalks.
I would fucking love to have a pair of Airwalk. I don't think they're sold any longer.
They're not.
You know what happened? In the late 90s, Airwalk became so popular that it was actually affecting Nike's sales, and Nike bought Airwalk and then discontinued them.
That's bullshit. Those were amazing shoes. Green jeans.
Just like Facebook bought Instagram.
Yeah.
Like.
She said, yes, the Clinton Foundation. That's who he worked for. Man, there's so much weird shit linked to that.
Oh,
that's
really?
Such a rabbit hole.
Helena Hutchins' husband worked.
An attorney for the Clinton Foundation.
That is interesting. Yeah, we're going to have to get down to the bottom of that.
Someone else said they had hammer pants. Do you remember the MC Hammer pants?
They were called Skids.
Yes.
The name brand of the MC Hammer pants was called Skids. I only know this because my older stepsister had a pair in the early 90s. She used to wear the Skids MC Hammer pants with a New Orleans French Quarter shirt and a New Kids on the Block
pendant
chain.
Necklace.
Yes.
Oh my God. Woo. Wow.
That's hilarious. Anybody from Florida, I want to do something that I've never done before. We're going to be going to, where are we going? South Carolina or North Carolina first?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Well, we're only going to be there for a day, but we're going to Florida for a week pretty soon. If anybody is in Fallujah County near Daytona Beach, I would love to meet some subscribers. And I know people will be watching this after the fact as well. I've never met any subscribers.
Bogabone says DeLand, Florida. Yeah, not too far.
DeLand, yeah. I remember seeing the sign for DeLand when we have like a timeshare down there. It's a shitty time of the year. It's still kind of warm, but
warmer than Ohio. I'll take that.
Way warmer than Ohio.
I'll take that.
But I've never met any subscribers. If anybody wants to like have a beer and shoot the shit about Kurt Cobain or whatever, I would love to do that and just meet some subscribers, get a picture, whatever. What was? Oh man, I remember what I was gonna say. Oddly, I've had a couple people who know me or used to know me, like people I went to school with, who found the channel and became subscribers, but I've never met any subscribers.
Right.
And
correct.
I think it would be cool just to meet somebody, a few people, and get their opinion and stuff like that. So, what else? I see a lot of comments there.
Oh, fuck yeah, the parachute pants. Remember those?
Elephant flares.
The big, like the swishy windbreaker.
I think that was more like a girl thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I remember windbreaker pants. Everybody wore the windbreakers. I had to have them for basketball. We had to wear them as we were warming up, and like all the other guys on my team would have like Nike and Reebok, and then my mom would go to Kmart and buy the cheapest
fucking Kmart. Oh my god.
The cheapest fucking like windbreaker suit she could find with like the red and blue stripes.
Oh man.
Remember the biker shorts in the 80s? Tight as fuck. Up your asshole with a fucking stripe down the side. Remember that shit?
Up with gotta have those for your banana seat on your bike.
Man, I was so proud of my biker shorts. I had black ones with a blue stripe, and I wore a fucking tank top that said Hot Rod on it.
You're disgusting.
It was
oh my god.
The most 80s outfit you could think of, dude. And I had the sunglasses, like they'd be like orange and green with the big wild spikes and shit coming off of them. It was like Revenge of the Nerds type shit.
Oh man. Oh my goodness.
We're silly.
Yeah, someone said as long as you're not meeting axe murderers. That's true. Please
well,
don't murder us.
I'm talking about like meeting on the beach or at a bar or, you know, I don't want you to come to my hotel room or anything. Like,
oh goodness.
Watch me meet fucking Courtney fan that shoots me.
I'll fight over your estate. I'll take over your estate and
my $20,000 estate.
Yeah, goddamn right, it's mine.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
By the time you paid attorney fees and taxes and shit, it'd be gone.
Here's your $10.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Are you going to read these people's comments?
Yes,
or are you just
we're
gonna sit there?
We're laughing about biker shorts.
I love biker shorts. I think they're making a comeback.
What is this? I don't want this.
Yeah, what did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Woman, what are you
don't
doing?
know.
Jesus. What are you doing?
No, the weather just popped up on the computer and I don't want to do it. Okay.
I don't want any of this.
Okay.
There
Sorry,
you
guys.
go.
Little technical.
Do you know how to control a mouse?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. No. Someone said, better hope Courtney's not listening. Someone said, I'm too young for that. I remember the Wu-Tang brand.
The Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang is here forever, motherfuckers. Everybody listen to Wu-Tang.
Jerry, congratulations. Jenny and Jerry said they just got engaged and they found out they're 9 weeks pregnant. Well, how exciting.
Oh, wow. Is that your first baby?
Oh, I miss having a little
It's
baby.
all over.
You're done.
No more drinking, no more smoking, no more
The
going
fun is
out.
gone.
You might as well start a YouTube channel because you're going to be home all the time.
Oh.
Recently, I commented on Sam Lutfi's post on Twitter. He's trying to play the good guy over the Britney Spears thing because they made him look good in the documentary. And I said, well, Sam, what about the fact that she took you to court and put a restraining order on you?
Right.
And he deleted my comment.
Aw. Jerry says it's Jenny's first baby.
That's cool, man.
That's
Congratulations.
exciting.
I'm proud of you. You're a straight shooter. You got the job done.
No.
At least we know Jerry's not shooting blanks.
Would you stop? Yeah, Sam is a terrible human being. The hungover moth said, I'm too young for Wu-Tang. I remember the Bieber fucks.
The what?
The Bieber fucks. The kids who like Justin Bieber.
I paid no attention to that kid.
Oh.
I'm too old for that, but yeah, I paid no attention to that kid whatsoever.
Oh, goodness.
I see all those stupid pop stars now wearing like Nirvana shirts and Metallica shirts, and it's just like, come on.
I was running some errands in town earlier this week and saw 2 sorority girls. One was wearing an Iron Maiden shirt and one was wearing a Kiss shirt, and I was just like,
you don't even listen to those bands. Like, come on.
Right.
I hate people that are more into the fashion sense of it and like don't really care about the music. It's weird. Oh, the Floyd the Barber did win on the if you participate in the community post. Occasionally I do polls for what drum cover to do. Floyd the Barber did win, and I will be posting a Floyd the Barber drum cover very soon. But there's another song I've been working on because I wanted to push my limits. I'm just trying to become a better drummer, and if you want to become a better drummer, you have to play harder songs. So there'll be a couple drum covers appearing, and one of them was very complicated. It took a lot of practice to get that song down.
Green Jean said Kendall Jenner in a perfectly new Nirvana shirt made me throw up in my mouth. Couldn't agree more.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
no
posers.
I agree with you, Green Jeans, all the way about that. How did those girls even become famous? Their father was OJ's attorney, and then they just kind of like screwed their way to the top, didn't they? They just banged a bunch of athletes or something?
I guess. I don't know. I really don't know.
Isn't it weird that we live in a time where people can become famous for doing nothing?
Right.
They have to put no effort forward. They just
exist
and
on
talk
the internet.
Like, here's my thing with, and maybe there's a bit of envy or jealousy. I see these YouTube channels that are huge, millions of subscribers, and all these dudes do is turn on their phone or turn on their camera, say something. Like, they just sit and talk for 5 minutes, 3 million views.
Right.
It takes no effort, no work, no research, no thought, no planning, no foresight. And I'm like, here I am, like, trying so hard to make a video that's informative and entertaining at the same time.
And factual and educational.
And then people will give me shit. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, if you don't fucking like it, just move on. Like, at least I'm not sitting here like, I ate tacos for breakfast today. Ha 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 ha. 3 million views. You know? It's like, at least I'm working. I'm putting some effort into it.
Someone commented, where did it go? I lost it. Said he did do a Scentless Apprentice drum cover for someone who commented and suggested that.
Yeah, I've already done Scentless Apprentice. And I did Lounge Act, and we did one from Bleach. What was the one from... Or no, from Incesticide. We did Dive.
Yeah.
And pretty soon I'm going to post Floyd the Barber, and I'm going to do the Cranberries Zombie, which is, believe it or not, a pretty hard song to drum to. It's very, very intricate, lots of changing parts. It doesn't really repeat itself a lot. There's a lot of, like, you kind of have to remember each section in a row. It's just all about memorizing every part and putting them together. But yeah, the Cranberries Zombie song is going to be a good one.
Yes. I love the Cranberries. I always forget.
I like the Cranberries too.
Yeah, they're great.
And I thought about doing Radiohead's Creep as well. That's kind of an easy one, though.
Yeah.
What time is it? Let's see. It's
9:09.
We've been on here for an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, Angela Alex says, please try to talk with Ken Maines. He has a channel called Unsolved No More. He is friends with Dr. Cyril Wecht and would be a great person to talk to. He is a retired detective. That'd be interesting to check out.
Unsolved No More.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. I'll write that down. Well, if he's friends with Weck, has Weck been on his channel? Do they talk and stuff like that? I'd be interested in seeing what's up.
Someone said you should become a SoundCloud rapper.
I probably would make more money.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, Lord.
I am writing my own music. I've written music in the past. I've been in bands and shit like that. But, I mean, I'm by no means saying that anyone would be interested in listening to it. But I am working on recording my own songs, like where I do everything except for the bass. The bass is going to be left up to a bassist.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
T Grill, holy shit. Thank you for that donation.
What's up?
Here's the deal.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I just about fell out of my chair. Woo! Here's the deal. Icky and Martin, the bodyguard, were in
Am
cahoots.
I seeing that right?
Yes.
Did that dude just
Yes.
donate $500?
Yes, thank you, T Girl. Your girl. I'm sorry, I can't read. I'm about to fall out of my chair. Oh my goodness. Here's the deal. Icky and Martin, the bodyguard, were in cahoots in Chris's murder. Period.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
No, I've said that. I don't know if you watched it or not. In case you guys missed that dude just donated $500. Thank you very much.
Wow, I'm speechless.
That's like a Christmas present.
That's a couple Christmas presents.
We had
there.
the only other time we ever had something like that happen was Kosar Bishop from
Palm Beach.
From
West
Palm Beach. He was very happy about.
Oh
a
no!
video. What?
Oh no! She meant to send $5. Holy shit.
You need to take that back, man.
I can't do anything about that. You
need to cancel that if you meant to send $5, dude.
I was gonna say that was extremely generous.
We'll make sure you get it back.
Yes.
If you can't cancel it, we'll make sure you get it back.
Oh my goodness.
I was saying, Kosar Bishop from Palm Beach, he donated quite a lot of money, but it was because of some videos I had done, that were very well researched and thought out and very long videos. Anyway, to answer your question, I had made a video previously on Chris Cornell, and I talk a little bit about the bodyguard and how suspicious him and Vicky's, or as you say, Icky's behavior was. And yes, I am working on another video I think it's really fucked up. Like, the whole story's fucked up. You guys know the story. I mean, it took 42 minutes for paramedics to get there. Huge pool of blood, gash on his head, broken ribs. Like, so many things wrong with that situation.
Okay, to T girl or grill, I don't know. You need to contact your bank first thing in the morning and let them know that this was an accidental charge, and they should be able to reverse this for you. Because when you donate money to a live chat, it goes to YouTube. YouTube hangs on to it, and then it gets forwarded on to us like 6 weeks later. So definitely contact your bank ASAP in the morning if they have an 800 number you can call.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm going to keep your money.
Well, I'm just saying,
Like-
if they contact their bank can resolve it quicker than we can.
I'll make sure that,
Yes.
that you get your money back.
Yes. Thank you, Jerry and Jenny. He said he just got Dave Grohl's new book. Have you read it yet?
No, I
We've
have
been
it.
waiting for it.
Yeah, I have it reserved at my local library. But like anytime there's a book that comes to the library about Kurt Cobain or anybody cool I'd want to read about, somebody always borrows the book and then they don't return it. And then I have to wait for the library to get a new copy. And that's what's going on right now.
Yep.
The book is long overdue. They've never returned it. And, but I have it reserved. So if it does get turned back in, I can get my hands on it. I just finished, as you guys know, I finished Danny Goldberg's book, Serving the Servant.
Yes. Because that last chapter
Which was a whole lot of
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some insightful parts to it, but mainly it just seemed like Danny justifying a lot of shit, passing guilt to other people. You know, he was Kurt's manager, and Kurt died under his watch. So he spent a lot of time just trying to, like, push blame to other people, you know. All right, let's go down and read some comments.
A lot of people are saying Dave's book is pretty good.
Awesome.
So
I look forward to reading it.
I do too.
You drank that entire cup
I'm
of water?
really thirsty today. I had a couple beers earlier, so now I'm thirsty.
Okay.
I can go get more water.
It's all right.
Oh, someone said they listened to it on the audiobook.
Audiobook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. And okay, Angela Alex was answering your question about the person who's friends with Dr. Wecht. He said they are definitely friends. He has done a small show on the Kurt Cobain case, but would like to do a deep dive. Thanks. Maybe you could help each other with the investigation. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said they just read a Scottie Pippen book.
Scottie Pippen was
Yeah.
one of my favorite players
Yeah.
in the 90s, man. The whole Chicago Bulls dynasty. Yeah, he got screwed over by his wife, too.
Yes, he did. What was her name? Larsa Pippen?
Yeah,
She was something else.
She was a gold digger. Gee, I usually don't watch other homemade documentaries about the Cobain case because I just like to do my own research. But I did recently, I was asked to watch this channel. I think it's called Amber Truth Seeker. And it was pretty good. This girl put together a pretty good, like 35 minute long video about Courtney, and there are some really interesting details in her video. A couple of things that I haven't even talked about because I was kind of saving them for the next. But if you're interested in seeing anybody else's stuff, I would go over to that channel, Amber Truth Seeker, and look at the Kurt Cobain Courtney Love video she made.
Mark, I think it's, I always get this wrong. Boutin? I'm not good with names. He said on the night Chris died, one of the very first phone calls Vicky made was to the insurance agent regarding the life insurance.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Like, that
I
is
don't
so
doubt it.
gross.
You know, it's weird how she moved. She was so proactive in her greed, just like lawsuits and establishing her authority over his estate, and you know, just being real icky.
Yeah.
Icky
Vicky.
Like, just being real icky about the whole situation. She invited Courtney Love to the funeral service. Did you guys see that? There's footage of Courtney Love smoking.
Yucking it up.
Like, people are literally, like, trying to walk away
Like, who lights
from
up
Courtney
in the middle
Love, and
of a
she's
graveside
smoking.
service?
Yeah. Yeah, she's just so disgusting, man.
It's just rude.
Mm-hmm.
Someone earlier said, Brian Holmes, Billy Corgan needs to make a confessional about Courtney. Absolutely. He knows so much more than what he will ever say, as long as Courtney's alive.
Yeah, I mean, I read something that really made me mad. This Evan Dando interview, and he talks about, number one, Evan Dando claims that he never slept with Courtney while Kurt was alive. He's actually made the statement that one of his biggest life's regrets is that Kurt died believing that he was sleeping with his wife. Evan said, because the Lemonheads were on tour with Hole, you know, around that time, and Evan said that Courtney came to him once laughing about how she had made Kurt cry the night before. And she thought it was funny. And Evan was like, I thought it was sick. This girl was pursuing me, and she thought that I would think it was funny with her that she had made her husband cry. That's how demented that woman is, man. You know, that's just sick, dude. Like,
it's
you
just
know
cruel.
that,
It's
dude.
cruel.
That's like a sure sign. If he's telling the truth, that's a sure sign that she did not love him. Like, you would not be bragging about how you made somebody cry if you loved them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's horrible.
It's fucked up.
Even if you don't love them, who takes pleasure in other people's emotional distress?
Right.
That is just evil.
She's sadistic, man.
Extremely
She's a
sadistic.
complete sociopath. A lot of people who knew her describe her as a snotty little trust fund kid whose greed knows no extent.
No bounds.
No bounds. People describe her greed as just amazing. You know, that she could have so much and still want so much more.
Right. Like, how much,
You know?
when is enough enough?
Never.
It's like a mental illness, addiction. I don't know. It's just like, you're not built right. Something wrong in, like, the structure of your DNA as a human being.
Right.
Someone said Primus wrote a song about Courtney Love, and then someone else asked, well, what's the name of the song? And then someone commented, Winona's Big Brown Beaver. I'm gonna lose it.
Winona's Big Brown Beaver is a Primus song.
I know, but it was a joke saying that it was about.
Maybe not. Maybe they're being serious.
Oh.
My first Primus album was Tales from the Punch Bowl, which had Winona's Big Brown Beaver on it. I love that album, man.
Yeah.
Most people got Selling the Seas of Cheese or My Name is Mud, Pork Soda, you know. But for me, I always really liked the Tales from the Punch Bowl album.
Let It Bleed, Adam. That is correct. Greed is like addiction. Enough is never enough until it kills you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe we could end by everybody saying, you know, where you're from, and if anybody has any last-minute questions or comments they want to get out. I have a lot of work ahead of me tomorrow. I've got 2 different videos I'm working on, both which I know people will like. You know, sometimes I make videos and I know they're not going to be that well received. They're not going to get that many views. And other times I make videos and I know that it's going to be a big topic of interest. So the next 2 videos are definitely big topics that will be of interest to everybody.
Okay, Astro Geek 5000 from Texas. We have Nikki Buff, Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York.
Christine.
I get it. Nikki Buff.
Now it makes sense. Christine Stalinsky from Kansas City, Missouri.
That's a first.
Mrs. Wyatt, Yamhill, Oregon.
Oregani.
Russell Branham, I'm a Texan living in Colorado.
I used to live in Aurora.
Tyson and Bella Reynolds, Nia Bay, Washington.
It seems like we get a lot of people from Washington, Oregon area.
Yeah, hang on. They just went by way too fast. Brian Holmes from Southern California. Eric Drave in the UK. Green Jeans from West By Golly, Virginia.
Again, Green Jeans, thank you for the donation.
Absolutely. Bill Bird, Isle of Man.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Cheshire Mercury, St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Stars and Skies, Denver. Seth Reed, Lancaster, Ohio.
Hey, I used to, the person from Denver, I lived in Aurora in an apartment complex called Turnberry Apartments. I bet it was right near a bar called Legends. I bet you know where that is. Everybody called it Turdberry.
Kath Octagon in New York. El Barto from Yakima, Washington.
Another Washington.
Romarina from Colombia, South America.
Oh, wow.
Michelle Griggs, Alabama.
How's the cocaine down there?
Inquiring minds want to know.
I'm kidding.
The Hungover Moth, Arkansas. CHD Hawk, Missouri. Mickey Vengeance, Cape May, New Jersey. Rebecca Walters, Australia. 420, New Jersey. Let's see, Lena Franklin, Australia. Jerry and Jenny from Ontario. Justin Earlywine, Lexington. Green Jean from Clark's Turd, West Virginia. Yeah, I've driven through Clarksburg on my way over to Maryland many a time. Let's see. Who else we got? AI from California. Christine from Boston, Massachusetts.
Old boss.
Sacagawea. T-Girl from Philadelphia.
Man, we got a lot
People
of
all over.
Yeah.
Green Jean said, I was just in Columbus, Ohio to take my kid to see some emo band. Chase Atlantic? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Never heard of them. Oh, Black Pony from Australia. We have a lot of Aussies in here tonight. Ryan.
We have a lot of Australian subscribers.
Yeah, Ryan Swayze from Houston. Tracy Jackson, Philadelphia.
Another Philly.
Let's see. Shane Clement, Dubuque, Louisiana. Noah Ziegler said, I spent a week in Aurora one night. What? Oh, goodness. And Blaze Hanover from Australia. Garrett Farrow, Newcastle, Delaware.
Delaware?
Yeah. I feel like that's a first.
That's a first.
Yeah.
We got people from all over the place.
Quamp 213, Poland. Tammy Fox from Spanaway, Washington.
Spanaway. Yeah, that's where Jerry Cantrell's from. It's from Spanaway.
KJ's from Athens, Georgia.
We'll be going through Athens, Georgia, won't we?
No.
No?
No. Preston Weeks, Lakeland, Florida. That looks about to be
I've been to Athens before. I know I've been through there. Well, I had a lot of fun, guys.
Yes.
I feel like I flipped out a little bit there at the beginning, but
it's what you do.
You know, It can get really, really upsetting researching people like this. You just, you just think like, is there anything else she could do to make herself any more evil? She's like the evil villain,
Right.
Like, I look at her and I see Cinderella's stepmother,
Yeah.
Just horrible. Terrible behavior.
We have K&M from Scotland.
We used to have somebody from Scotland that would come into all the live chats, and I haven't seen them in a while. It's been a little while. I'll make my way over there one of these days.
Get across the pond.
Once the world pandemic is over and we can all travel safely again out of country. I love greater, even not just England, but Greater Britain. I find that whole area fascinating. There's so much culture, culture and history there, and like the Scandinavian countries, I find very fascinating. Scared to death of Australia, just because of all the spiders and snakes. My stepfather, he traveled all over the world. I don't think there was a continent he had not been on. And he had some pretty wild stories.
We have someone from the Netherlands, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name, but I see you.
The Netherlands?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Courtney Eller from Decatur, Tennessee.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Decatur, Illinois. I didn't know there was a Decatur, Tennessee.
KF.
I've been to Decatur.
Australian.
Is it Decatur, Indiana, or Decatur, Illinois? I think it's Illinois. Is where I
don't
went.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Anybody ever been to our neck of the woods in Athens, Ohio?
Southeastern Ohio.
It's a college town in the middle of the woods.
In the middle of nowhere. Let It Bleed Adam said, first thing I research before traveling is the snakes.
Damn right. Like when we go to Florida, they like to, we have kids and they like to go, her and her mom like to go to these nature reserves where there's fucking alligators.
You know what?
And I'm like, we have little kids with us. Why? And there's literally signs up like, watch for alligators. I don't remember where we were. Remember the place we went with the real clear water and everybody was swimming and it was like an old sugar mill?
Yeah.
Okay. There was a fence along this like pond and it had a warning sign that said, do not lean up against the fence. Do not turn your back to the fence. Alligators.
We go in the winter. They're sleeping.
And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Why are people here when there's a warning sign right there that says an alligator will jump up and take you?
They're just saying it could happen. They have to do it because if they didn't have a sign and somebody did get bit by an alligator, then they would sue and be like, well, nobody told me there's fucking alligators in Florida. You know that. Nobody's going to get eaten by an alligator at the park.
I don't know. I try to just stay on the beach and
the pool.
I go putt. I play putt golf, and that's about it.
But we did get to see the manatees last year. That was cool.
I'll try to make a little video this year. If we come across anything cool, I'll try to make a little video about it. But I don't think many people are very interested in our personal lives. But if I see anything cool, I'll definitely document it. And for anybody watching in the future, if you're in Fallujah County and you want to hang out and talk about Kurt Cobain, let me know.
All right.
Yeah.
They said to hell with the alligators, fear the
fuck
spiders.
Them alligators.
Fear the spiders, not the alligators.
Well, we have brown recluse and black widow in Ohio.
I've been bit by a black widow. It sucks. It was terrible.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Oh.
We woke up. This is right after I first met Brittany. I woke up one morning and her whole arm was swollen and there was this huge like red rash. You could see where the spider bite was, and she was in incredible pain. Like her whole side
it was awful.
Was just throbbing. And beside the bed, she had this dog named Carmel. Carmel had killed the Black Widows, this giant fucking Black Widow, and it was laying dead on the carpet where her dog had like stomped it.
She had like pawed it to death.
She pawed the spider to death, but unfortunately she pawed, and that dog was so smart. The dog was so fucking smart, because I think she knew that it was dangerous. You know, like the dogs don't usually fuck with spiders.
No.
Like they don't, not like cats do.
Right.
You know, but this particular spider, Carmel had fucking pawed it to death. But unfortunately, it was after it bit Brittany and not before it bit Brittany.
Yeah, it was awful.
And yeah, she was in pain for days.
Yeah.
After that.
Oh, if anybody wants to do a meet and greet in Florida, you can email AmericanSpyFox@gmail.com. That works.
Yeah.
Someone
I did a sponsor, by the way, guys, and I have been getting more offers for sponsorships. I'm just waiting for a good one, like one that I could really get behind.
Green Jean.
I was actually invited to some fucking YouTube creator event, and I didn't even read the whole email.
Of course you did. Green Jeans. We're about an hour and 15 minutes southeast of Columbus.
We
are
when you hear that music, you're getting close to our town.
Yes, we are in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. That is correct. Yes, people can lose their limbs to necrotic rot from spider bites. I went to my local
especially brown recluse.
Yeah, I went to my local emergency room and they said, "Oh, that's a wasp sting. Go home and take an ibuprofen."
Dude, like keeping in mind where we live, we have a very low-funded hospital with the
bottom of the class of
doctors. Like the med students who barely passed get these shitty low-paying jobs at this shitty low-financed hospital. Her whole arm was red and swollen and throbbing, and they're just like, "That's a wasp sting."
And I was like,
We're like, dude, the fucking spider was on the floor, like a black spider
right next
with
to
a
my
red
nightstand. Right.
Yeah, black spider with a red hourglass on its back.
Yes, this is moonshine country, Shane. My uncle was an avid moonshiner.
Yes, he was.
Rest in peace.
Tell him how he died.
He got murdered. My uncle. Don't get me started.
Brittany's uncle was a moonshiner. Tell him how he died.
His girlfriend murdered him by pushing him down the basement steps because she wanted his trailer. Swear to God,
I swear, maybe this is why I got into like researching women who kill their husbands. She wanted the property and the trailer and the still.
And the moonshine still, yeah.
And the moonshine still, and she was fucking sick of him, so she pushed his drunk ass down some steps.
And he died.
And then said it was an accident.
And then she was so dumb, they weren't married, so she didn't get shit, and my grandpa went up and kicked her off the property and fucking bulldozed the trailer over the hill, and that was that.
I remember going out there after your grandpa bulldozed the fucking place, and it was just a pile of shit.
Yeah.
I was looking for the still, like if there was still pieces of the still.
Some copper left, bub. Some copper tubing.
Fucking copper's worth a lot of money. You know, I would love to have a moonshine distillery, man. That'd be badass.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But no, my great uncle was a wild man. He stole an emu from his neighbor that he was feuding with and kept it illegally.
This dude had a fucking emu.
A 6-foot fucking emu in his yard.
In his trailer.
Yeah.
He would let like chickens and emus in his fucking trailer.
Yeah. And then one time, they had a goat for a little bit, and he tied it to his girlfriend's brother's tow truck to the bumper, and they didn't tell him the goat was tied to the bumper. So the brother takes off on a tow call, drags the goat to death, brings it back to the house and was like, shit, I killed your goat, but here's his body. So his girlfriend gets...
that's not funny. That's sad.
No, but it gets worse. It gets worse. So his girlfriend decides she's going to boil the goat's body to render the fat and make lotion out of it. So she made homemade goat fat lotion, put it in used pill bottles, and gave them out as Christmas presents at my grandma's house. And it was infested with ants. And my grandma was so pissed. She said, get those fucking goat bottles out of here.
What the fuck is wrong with your family, man?
Oh my God, we're just Appalachian Hill people. I can't help it.
Jesus, I thought I had a fucked up family.
Oh my God. So yeah, she brought in used pill bottles, probably stolen Oxycontin, full of fucking rendered goat fat that was infested with ants in like a used Kroger bag as Christmas gifts. And my grandma, my grandma, she'll flip the fuck out on you if you even wear your shoes on her porch. And she's like,
her grandma's cussed me out before.
She's like, get those fucking goat bottles out of here, Ida Mae. Oh, Lord.
Dude, your grandma gave us, her grandma did give us something really cool, though, when we first had our first kid. It was a radio flyer wagon from the 60s.
Yeah.
Like, it's vintage, like really, really cool. But, yeah, I think the first time I met her, she cussed me out.
I know she did. She'll cuss everybody out. She don't fuck around. Oh, my God.
Take your fucking shoes off.
Right. Oh my God.
Who was the person that accidentally donated $500? T girl. Yeah, we'll make sure you need to contact your bank Monday morning and tell them it was a mistake, because it takes days for these things to process. Like, that money does not come directly to me. It goes to YouTube. YouTube takes a percentage of it. And then when they give out ad revenue on the 21st of each month, so I wouldn't even see that money until the 21st of December.
Correct.
So you can get it canceled long before it ever reaches me. But if for any reason it does reach me, I'll just PayPal the money to you. Like, you don't. I'm not going to keep your money.
No.
if it was a mistake. But I have had people donate $500 before.
Yes, it has happened
Co-star
before.
Bishop from Palm Beach. I made an Epstein video, and he lived in the same community as Epstein.
Yeah.
He had even seen Epstein at the local movie theater with really young girls. And he talked about how all the neighbors were disgusted with Epstein.
Right.
Like, people knew that Epstein was a dirtbag far before any of us knew. And he was just really appreciative of the video, and I believe he donated $500.
Yeah, he did.
Once or twice.
I think twice.
I think it was twice. He donated $500 for the Epstein video and $500 for the Kristen Pfaff video.
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's now a patron.
Yes.
So that when I saw that, that's why it wasn't all that surprising. But I promise you, we'll make sure that you get your money.
Oh, somebody said I need a podcast and just tell stories about my family.
What was your uncle's name?
Uncle Sam. Actually, his legal...
Right, Uncle Sam. Dude, there's a live chat we did probably a year or 2 years ago where she talked about her Uncle Sam, and it was so fucking funny. And everybody in the live chat was cracking up laughing about this dude. Like, this guy was a hillbilly. He didn't give a fuck. Man, just straight hillbilly. Just talking about the guy is hilarious.
I know. His legal
legend. He's a legend.
He is a fucking legend. His legal birth name, it was Eldon, but first
like Eldon Hoke, like El Duce.
Dude, he basically was El Duce. I mean, but for some reason everybody called him Sam. He didn't have a middle name.
Wait, so Sam wasn't his name?
No, but everybody called him Sam. But his real name was Eldon.
Why did they call him Sam?
No idea. That was not. He did not have a middle name.
Wow.
No idea.
Okay. So when you have an AKA, you're a legend.
Yes.
I had a lot of fun, everybody.
Yes.
And why don't you go ahead and we'll say goodbyes and just read off some names and slowly just fade away.
Oh, let's see. We've got Let It Bleed Adam, Probably Zooted, T-Girl, Christy Pearsall, Jerry and Jenny, Bass Drops and Breakdowns, Eric Drave, Nikki Buff, Cheshire Mercury, Kath Octagon, You Know You're Right. We got Shane Clement, Pre-War, Blaze Hanover.
One more thing I
yes.
wanted to say. For those of you who sent me rare Nirvana facts, I appreciate the leads. For a long time, I've been wanting to make a, God damn, I got the hiccups. 10 rare Nirvana facts, but I wanted it to be a video with really rare Nirvana facts and not rumors, but things you could prove. You know, you see those online, 25 rare Nirvana facts, but you know, like
90%,
like 24 of them you already knew. I wanted to make a video, 10 rare Nirvana facts, where 6, 7 of those things you had no clue. Over a 2-year period, I've come up with 7 that I've never heard anybody talk about that are very interesting. So I asked for you guys' help, and a lot of you helped me, and I've found more. And so that video will be coming out too. 10 super rare Nirvana facts. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy that one. And I appreciate your help. If I use anything you sent to me, I'll credit you in the video.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us and listening to our wild stories about Uncle Sam. But thanks
and Icky Vicky. Greedy right cunt. That's what my English brothers would say. She's a greedy right cunt.
Australians like cunts too.
Right cunt. Not
right
just
cunts.
cunt. Right cunt.
And thank you to everybody who donated as well. We always appreciate you guys supporting the channel.
Absolutely. I couldn't pay my electric without you.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Been fucking door dashing just to pay the bills.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Oh, you have to turn off the camera before it stops, bud.